Next up, we have 2.2 or 2.4 in the cool down. So the question says, explain how 88 is a solution to 1/8 x equals 11. All right, well, first of all, you need to know what a solution is. So they're asking you to define solution. So a solution is a number that makes the equation true. So if you remember in lesson 2, we went through proving whether equations were true or false. And so a solution is a number that makes an equation true. So how are you going to figure out whether 88 works or not? Well, there are two different ways to figuring it out. You can substitute, okay, and I'm going to write substitute down here too. Substitute means putting a number in where there's a letter. Okay, so I can substitute 88 for x, and if it comes out to 11, then it's a true equation. So 1/8 times 88 equals 11. Well, 88 is a whole number, so its denominator needs to be a 1. That's correct. So 1/8 times 88 over 1 equals 88 times 1 is 88, and 8 times 1 is 8. When you divide 88 by 8, you get 11. So that's one way of doing it. This solution, using substitution, allows me to determine that this equation is true. Make sure you get that written down. Make sure you get the definitions. Okay, the next way of doing it is to actually solve the equation. And because we've been through all of the lessons through 6, you should be able to solve an equation that is a multiplication equation. So I'm going to go ahead and do that up at the top so I don't have to erase this. So here I have 1/8 x equals 11. This is multiplication. So I'm going to use division to solve the equation. Okay, I can either divide like this, and then I have then I have 1/8 divided by 1/8, which equals 1/8 times 8 over 1, which equals 8 over 8 times x equals 11. But because I divided by 1/8 on this side, I also need to divide by 1/8 on this side. So that's 11 over 1 times 8 over 1, which is 88. Sorry. All right, so that's one way of doing it. That's the second way of doing it. You can also multiply by the reciprocal. I've talked to some of you about doing that in one-on-one lessons. So you can multiply by the reciprocal and you still get 1, because again, it's that 1 that you're looking for. So right here is that 1 that you're looking for in order to isolate that variable. In that case, you're using the identity property of multiplication, which says that 1 times anything equals that anything.